It came over the radio that there was a male in the back garden and that he was attacking what was believed to be an animal.
Well, we have this male on camera now, just for units info. He is armed with what looks like to be a knife and a small pole.
And then it escalated from there into that this male was now in the street with a machete and he was actually attacking a car. The people were in the car and they managed to drive away.
9-9, is he still armed? That's a yes from engine on 9.
When we arrived, there was a lot of banging on doors and stuff like that, because as we were on way to it, we became aware the helicopter crew had told us that Salvador had actually killed Mrs. Silva.
Any number around 310, so 38 and 306. Anyone you can see at the front, getting away from the premises.
Let's bang on the doors. If we couldn't get responses, then he was in the back gardens and he was actually trying to get into the back of the houses. So they have to kick the doors down or smash the windows, just get the householders out of the houses, away from Salvador. We put ourselves in harm's way at different levels, but this was just one of these things. I think the helicopter crew, no doubt about it, saved our lives because they were commentating, they were telling us exactly where he was. They were looking after us, and our job then was definitely to get the members of the public out of the way and protect them. And the danger was 4 or 5 houses down, where the family and the kids playing in the back garden, and he was making his way towards that back garden, towards that family, and the priority then was definitely to get them out of the way, and let's try and evacuate as many people as possible.
4304, we do have children in these back gardens.
And about half a dozen of the team actually managed to go to the end of the block, and we're climbing through other gardens, trying to get to them as well.
304, 304, just going to the back of 304 Nightingale Road. We need units inside this premises, I would say, to save life, ASAP, 304 Nightingale Road.
And he was now in the front room, only a matter of feet away from us, but he was inside and he was trying to get out the front door to get to us, is what I believe. He still had the machete, but he couldn't actually get to us. And in fact, one of the lads from the CID climbed up into the garage roof and was shouting at the family and the children to get inside.
Yankee Echo, you got an officer on the roof directing the children in.
And they actually, luckily they saw him and they managed to get into one of the houses and shut the door. And all that time he was still inside the house with us, so we knew where he was.
Any Trojan units of officers outside at the front?
Stand by, we've got could be contact with officers at the front. This man has decapitated a person already. He is decapitated.
He still had the machete, but he couldn't actually get to us because the door handle was broken off. So I just started to speak to him. I think I asked his name and what he was doing, which in reflection was, a stupid thing to ask really, but the whole point of it just gave us 30 seconds of a minute of time where we knew exactly where he was in, and it gave the other officers who had gone and managed to get into the back garden, the adjoining back garden, time to try and get hold of the children and make them aware of what was happening. And officers were heroic that day. They got wives, partners, children, and they put themselves in harm's way. It's probably nothing what cops up and down the country do every week. So I'm very proud of what the officers did that day. But at the same time, it's, you're racked not with guilt but with sorrow, because that poor woman was, in her back garden, just pottering about in her back garden, minding her own business, and he senselessly killed her. And it was horrific the way he killed her. So although very proud of the officers that day of what they did, there's still, it's racked with sorrow the fact that we couldn't save that poor old lady.